Imagine a place where the sun rarely reaches, a place where light is a distant memory, and shadows reign supreme. A concrete labyrinth of corridors and cells, damp and cold. The walls are thick, impenetrable, and the air is heavy with despair. The air is thick with the metallic scent of blood and the stench of human waste. Every breath is a reminder of the suffering that has taken place here. This is not hell, though it surely resembles it. The darkness is pervasive, and the silence is deafening, broken only by the occasional distant scream. These are the torture prisons of the 20th century, monuments to man's capacity for cruelty. They stand as grim reminders of the depths of human depravity. From the frozen wastelands of North Korea to the sun-drenched killing fields of Cambodia, these prisons thrived. They were scattered across the globe, each one a testament to the horrors that took place within their walls. They operated under the cover of darkness, fueled by ideologies of fear and repression. The night was their ally, concealing their atrocities from the world. Within their walls, innocent men, women, and children endured unimaginable suffering. Their lives were torn apart, their spirits crushed under the weight of relentless torment. These prisons were not simply places of confinement. They were instruments of terror, designed to crush the body and obliterate the spirit. Torture was not just a method, it was a way of life. Prisoners faced starvation, disease, and relentless brutality. Their bodies wasted away and their minds were pushed to the brink of madness. Their cries for mercy were met with only silence or the echoes of their own despair. Hope was a distant dream, replaced by the harsh reality of their existence. The 20th century, for all its progress, birthed a unique kind of evil, an evil that thrived in the shadows, hidden from the eyes of the world. It was an evil that hid behind political slogans and bureaucratic euphemisms, words that masked the true horror of what was happening. It was an evil that thrived on silence and denial. The world turned a blind eye, allowing the darkness to grow unchecked. This is the story of that evil, a story that must be told so that the horrors of the past are never forgotten. This is the story of the torture prisons, a story of darkness, suffering, and the indomitable human spirit. High in the mountains of North Korea, hidden from the world's gaze, lies Yodok Camp. This remote and desolate place is shrouded in secrecy, its very existence denied by the regime. Yet the stories of those who have survived its horrors paint a chilling picture of life within its barbed wire fences. This is not a prison for criminals, but for those deemed enemies of the state. Political prisoners, their families, and anyone suspected of disloyalty to the regime are sent here without trial or due process. Entire families disappear within its barbed wire fences, condemned for the perceived sins of their relatives. Children, parents, and grandparents are all swept up in the regime's brutal campaign of collective punishment. Yodok is a testament to the absolute power wielded by the Kim dynasty. The camp serves as a grim reminder of the lengths to which the regime will go to maintain its iron grip on the nation. It is a place where the very concept of human rights is extinguished. The prisoners are stripped of their dignity, their humanity systematically eroded by the relentless cruelty of their captors. Prisoners endure backbreaking labor in mines and fields, their bodies pushed to the brink of collapse. The work is grueling, the hours long, and the conditions inhumane. Starvation is a constant threat, a tool used to punish and control. The meager rations provided are barely enough to sustain life, leading to widespread malnutrition and disease. Beyond the physical torment lies a calculated campaign of psychological abuse. Prisoners are subjected to relentless indoctrination, forced to confess to crimes they did not commit, and to betray their fellow inmates. Prisoners are forced to denounce their loved ones, to betray their most deeply held beliefs. This psychological warfare breaks the spirit, leaving scars that last a lifetime. The guards, often barely adults themselves, are indoctrinated in cruelty, taught to see their charges as less than human. They are trained to enforce the regime's brutal policies without question or compassion. Yodok is not a relic of the past, it remains operational today. Despite international condemnation, the camp continues to function, a dark stain on the conscience of the world. It is a stark reminder that the horrors of the 20th century are not consigned to history books. The suffering of Yodok's prisoners is a present-day atrocity that demands our attention and action. The world must not avert its gaze from this open wound. We must bear witness to the suffering, speak out against the injustice, and work tirelessly to bring an end to this inhumanity. In the heart of Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia, stands a chilling reminder of the horrors inflicted by the Khmer Rouge regime. This city, once bustling with life and culture, now holds within its bounds a dark chapter of human history that continues to haunt its streets and people. S21, a former high school, was transformed into a torture and extermination center. This place, which once echoed with the laughter and chatter of students, became a site of unimaginable suffering and death. Today, it is a museum, a testament to the brutality that engulfed Cambodia in the 1970s. The walls of this building, now lined with photographs and exhibits, tell the stories of the countless lives that were lost and the horrors that were endured. Under the leadership of Pol Pot, the Khmer Rouge sought to create an agrarian utopia through mass murder. Pol Pot's vision was one of radical transformation, but it came at an unimaginable human cost. Intellectuals, artists, anyone deemed a threat to the revolution were rounded up and sent to prisons like S21. The regime's paranoia knew no bounds, and even the slightest suspicion could lead to arrest and torture. There they were subjected to systematic torture, forced to confess to crimes they did not commit. The methods of torture were designed to break the human spirit, to strip away any semblance of dignity or hope. The methods used were as cruel as they were varied. From beatings to electrocution, the torturers employed a range of techniques to inflict maximum pain and suffering. Beatings, electrocution, waterboarding, the guards, often teenage boys, were encouraged to unleash their darkest impulses on their victims. These young guards, indoctrinated by the regime, became instruments of terror. The air in S21 was thick with the stench of fear, pain, and death. Few survived the ordeal. The corridors of this prison echoed with the cries of the tortured, a constant reminder of the suffering that took place within its walls. Those who did were often sent to Choang Ek, a nearby killing field, where they were executed and dumped in mass graves. The killing fields, now a somber memorial, are a stark reminder of the atrocities committed. S21 stands as a silent witness to the genocide that claimed the lives of an estimated 2 million Cambodians. It is a place of reflection, a place to remember the past, and to ensure that such horrors are never repeated. The ghosts of the killing fields continue to haunt Cambodia, a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable suffering. In the aftermath of the 1973 coup that brought Augusto Pinochet to power, Chile descended into a reign of terror. Clandestine detention centers like Villa Grimaldi sprang up across the country, swallowing thousands of suspected dissidents. Villa Grimaldi, a former cultural center, became synonymous with the brutality of the Pinochet regime. Prisoners were held incommunicado, subjected to torture and psychological manipulation. The screams of the tortured echoed through the once peaceful gardens, a chilling soundtrack to the darkest chapter in Chilean history. Torturers, trained in the art of inflicting pain, employed a range of methods designed to break the body and spirit. Electric shocks, beatings, mock executions. The goal was not always to extract information but to instill terror and crush dissent. The fate of many who disappeared into Villa Grimaldi remains unknown. Their bodies, dumped into the sea or buried in unmarked graves, have never been found. Villa Grimaldi, now a memorial site, serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of dictatorship. The true horror of these torture prisons cannot be conveyed through statistics or historical accounts alone. It is in the testimonies of the survivors, in their fragmented memories and enduring trauma, that the full weight of these atrocities becomes clear. They speak of the constant fear, the gnawing hunger, the crushing despair that permeated every aspect of their existence. They describe the physical pain, the humiliation of degradation, the agonizing uncertainty of their fate. Many survivors emerge from these prisons forever changed. The psychological scars, the nightmares, the flashbacks remained long after the physical wounds had healed. They carried the weight of their experiences, the burden of memory, in every aspect of their lives. Their stories are not easy to hear. They force us to confront the darkest aspects of human nature, the capacity for cruelty that exists within us all. But listen, we must. For it is in bearing witness to their suffering, in acknowledging their resilience, that we honor their humanity, and ensure that such atrocities are never repeated.